Well, today we're going to talk about the forgotten Indiana Jones toy lines. Sorry, Mighty Mug Jones, we're not going to talk about you. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back hot as hell for you right now with a brand new video. It is hot up here. It is hot as... Whew. So again, if you hear the air conditioning, I'm sorry, but it's like 100 degrees outside. I got these lights all shining in my face. I almost didn't even do a video, but I had to talk to you guys. I didn't do a video yesterday, and I need to talk to you guys, and we need to talk about Indiana Jones. Now, we all know about the Kenner Indiana Jones line that was released in 1982. I know, I said release weird, sorry. But we all know about that line, right? Yes, we do. We do know about that line. It failed, but it's still a loved line. A lot of people who grew up with it loved it. It did have a 12-inch figure in the line. And it's way back there by the Golden Idol. I don't know if you can see it. If you can't see it, sorry, I should have brought it back over here. But now I'm too lazy to get up to go get it. But that was the Kenner line, and I have a Kenner Indiana Jones figure, and I just can't find it. How do you lose a vintage Star Wars figure? How do you lose a vintage Kenner figure? I don't know. My son got... Well, there's a Belloc whale over there as the bartender in the cantina, but you can't see it. Again, why didn't I bring him over here? Sorry, why did I bring Mighty Mugs over here? Oh, that was because I was at my parents' today, and I found my Mighty Mugs that were over at their house for some reason. Didn't live there when I bought them. Anyway, we're not here to talk Mighty Mugs or Kenner. We're going to talk about the lost, forgotten Indiana Jones toy lines. But if you're an Indiana Jones fan, I'm sure you're going to say, Junkman, I knew about that line. They're not lost and they're not forgotten. They're common. Everybody knows about them, but let's talk about them anyway. And we're going to go back to Temple of Doom. And this is the one you're going to say, come on, everybody knows about this line. So we're going to start with one that most people know about. But I really want to talk about the unreleased figures of this line. I was going to do two separate videos, but I couldn't really work a whole video about these unproduced figures for this line into a separate video, unless it's been like a minute or 2 minute long. So I said, why not? I'll just work this into the video and say it's a forgotten line, because it's not as common as probably the it's probably not as common as the Indiana Jones Kenner line. But let's go back to the Temple of Doom era, to the LJN toy line. That's right, LJN did a series of Indiana Jones toys, but only 3 figures. Crazy, right? And the figures do have some variations. Let's take a look at Indiana Jones. As you can see here, the likeness isn't really great here. Kind of looks like Indiana Jones maybe with the hat on, but without the hat, it looks more like somebody that would try to sell your dad insurance back in the 80s. But there's 2 versions of this Indiana Jones. One with a white shirt, which makes sense because that's what he had in the movie. Or one with a brown shirt. Maybe it's supposed to be brown. Maybe it's supposed to be dirty. I'm not really sure. Now let's look at Motorom. Here he is right here. Look at that little bald head. Again, it looks very good, especially for an LJN toy. You know, usually when you see that rainbow on a package, it doesn't always mean great toys. But here, I really like these. I didn't mention it with the Indiana Jones, but each figure has a button on the back which causes the figures to throw a punch or kick or something fun like that. They were really fun toys. This is a line I actually had as a kid, and I had a Motorom. Now there's 2 versions of this figure also. One that has him with a staff with a white skull, and another one that has him with a staff with a gold skull. Now the last one in the line, I used to call him the Thug, but it's Thuggee. It's kind of the Pat Roach character of the Temple of Doom. You remember Indy fought this guy and he got crushed by that big rock boulder crusher thing? Ooh, exciting scene right there. But it's a good looking figure again. It has the action on the back. The card looks really nice, not bad. And let's take a look at the back of the cards here. Here we go. And you can see the figures that were released. Indiana Jones, Motorom, and the Thuggee. But look closely. Who is that? What? There was a Short Round and a Willie Scott action figure in the LJN Temple of Doom line? Whoa, what? I've never seen that. I went to Sears and bought my toys, and Sears never carried those. What happened? What's up with that? Well, it seems that the toy line was canceled before Short Round or Willie Scott got released. Sad. I would have loved these. I would have loved to see what the button on the Willie Scott did. Maybe it made her scream. That would have been good. But let's take a look at what these figures would have looked like. One of my viewers sent me some prototypes he have of these figures. That's right, he was in contact with LJN and got prototypes of the figure. Now, a few of these figures have hit eBay prototypes, and they go for a lot of money when they do. And I'm glad this guy sent me over here pictures, because this is the first time I really saw good pictures of them. So let's take a look at his prototypes of the 2 unreleased Temple of Doom figures. And here they are. First, let's look at Short Round. That's right, that's him right there, Short Round. Looks just like him, can't really add too much about it. It's a good looking figure. These LJN figures actually look pretty good for the time period. Now let's go over to Willie Scott. Okay, maybe it's not as good as the Short Round or the other ones released. I do think they could have done a lot better. It looks kind of bulky for a Willie Scott figure, but maybe this was just a prototype and the final figure would be a little different before release. Now what all toy lines needs is a playset, something for your action figures to play with. What were they going to release? Sure, the Club Obi-Wan would have been a cool little bar scene, but this was a kid toy line. Now they did have plans to release a mine car playset. Let's take a look. This looks more like something you would find in Hot Wheels. Although we don't know much about the release of this, no prototype has ever been found. As you can see here, it has a track with a big loop around it, and the figures inside the cart. I'm not really sure how fun this would have been, but it would have been a nice little toy to have, I guess. So now we can get that out of the way, we can get back to the real core of this video, the forgotten Indiana Jones toy lines. Now let's jump ahead to 1999. This is, I guess, not an action figure line. It's only one figure in the line, but man, it looks good. This was before Hot Toys, and there was one company that made really great hot toy type action figures of the time. That was a Japanese toy company called Mccoy Toys. Mccoy Toys. Man, I can't believe I got that one right on the first take. Mccoy Toys. That's kind of fun to say. Say it along with me. Mccoy Toys. Anyway, you're not here to watch me say Mccoy Toys. You want me to tell you about the Indiana Jones Mccoy toy. So let's take a look. Only 3,000 of these figures were made, and each one was numbered. The face detail is really great. It looks like Harrison Ford. And it even has the Harrison Ford scar on the chin. They really did a lot of detail. Now the body is okay, I guess, but it kind of looks just like a normal Hasbro G.I. Joe body. Notice I said Hasbro G.I. Joe body. I didn't say Mattel G.I. Joe body. I got it right. Yes! The clothes, the whip, the holster, the belt, all the details are very well done. This company really spent a lot of time making this figure look great. And look at all the accessories it comes with and extra parts. Really looks good. Now they also released the Arabian Horse. Let's take a look at it. It doesn't look bad either. It comes with a saddle and all the little fixings you need to make the horse cool. And although I could find no picture of Indiana Jones sitting on this horse, I'm sure it would look cool on display if I did. You like that one? Like I said, it's like the hot toy of its day, and it's very cool. I would love to have this one. Still would love to have it sitting up in the junk room. But this one I would love to have even more, and it's cheap looking. It doesn't look as good, but it's just so wacky. I would love to have one of these on the wall. So let's go back to 1987. That's right, there was an Indiana Jones toy line in 1987 from, nope, not Hasbro. No, not Mattel. No, not even Galoob. Who made them? You guessed it, Star Toys. That's right, I never heard of them either. And they released only Indiana Jones, but a couple of different ones. And it's really crazy. One of these Indiana Jones figures comes with an alligator. I guess it's kind of right being Temple of Doom. You know, they had the alligators, or was it crocodiles? What the hell's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? Anyway, that's maybe you can understand. But one of the other action figures came with a digital watch. And not even a watch for Indiana Jones to wear. A kid size, a digital watch. I mean, you think they would have made it look like some kind of old-fashioned Indiana Jones style watch, but nope, it's a digital watch kids can wear that really has nothing to do with Indiana Jones. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that this line is a bootleg line, and it's not an official release by Lucasfilm, but that's not true. These were released by Lucasfilm, and they even have the Lucasfilm logo date stamped on the back of the figures. Let's take a closer look. There were 7 different Indiana Jones figures released. Well, I say 7 different action figures released, but the figures were mostly the same, but they came with different accessories. The basic figure came with a whip, a gun, and a hat. At least the hat here looks a lot better than that hat that came with the Kenner 12-inch Indiana Jones. Another figure comes with a giant snake. That's right, Indiana Jones fights a giant snake. And one, as we talked about earlier, Indiana Jones with an alligator. And I told you about the digital watch. Let's take a look. Here is Indiana Jones with a watch. Other figures include Indiana Jones with a cloth bag, Indiana Jones with a compass wearing a brown jacket, and Indiana Jones with rats and a light jacket. What a crazy line. Like I said, these look like bootleg figures, but they're not. But they are cheaply done. Now, there's not really much information about this line out there. There's not at all. I couldn't even find what country these were sold in. So if you know or got any more information about this line, leave it in the comments below. I mean, I spent over 10 minutes trying to research this line and came up with very little. So now that we got those two forgotten Indiana Jones lines out of the way, let's go to another one that's a little well known if you're an Indiana Jones collector, but if you're new to toys or didn't really get into Indiana Jones around this time period, you may not know about it because it had such a limited release. But we're going to go back to 2001 to talk about the Indiana Jones action figure line that was only sold at the Disney theme parks. It wasn't even sold at those mall Disney stores, just at the Disney theme park. In 2001, Disney's theme park only released an Indiana Jones figure. However, a few years later, they did add more figures to the line. Let's take a look at those. They released a Marion, an Arab swordsman, a German soldier, and the German mechanic. And also they released a different Indiana Jones. Let's take a closer look at the Indiana Jones figure. I'm not really sure who made these for Disney, but they really don't look that good at all. They look really cheap. Let's take a closer look at Marion. As you can see here, not a very good looking figure. And being that these figures were only sold at the Disney store, you think they would be rare or hard to find. But they're all over eBay, and almost every comic book store I go in has at least a few of the figures. They were very common, so I'm guessing the Disney theme parks got a whole lot of them. And then in 2007, General Giant did an Indiana Jones figure just for the Disney theme parks that look a lot better. Let's take a look. Here's the General Giant. 14 points on this figure. Look at it. The detail looks good. Looks a lot better than the action figure size that were released by Disney. And that's a look at some forgotten Indiana Jones action figure lines. Did you know about all of these? Come on, be honest. Did you know about all of them? You didn't know about the Indiana Jones with the alligator, did you? You did? You must be an Indiana Jones expert. What about the Mccoy Toys Indiana Jones line? Did you know about it? You did. What about the unreleased Willie Scott and Short Round from the LJN toy line? You knew about that one too. I can't stump these guys. They know about everything. Well, I want to thank you for watching. As always, please thumb up the video. Hit subscribe because you never know when I'm going to put another video up. I try to do one every day. Although I don't always get around to it. I try to do it every day. And hit that little bell thing. They tell me to tell you guys that. I don't know why. Just hit that bell thing. It kind of alerts you when I upload a new video. You think subscribing will be enough, but this is YouTube we're talking about. They love to make it hard to find your videos. And most importantly, leave in the comments what you think about the Indiana Jones line. Even talk about the Kenner one. Did you like the Kenner line? I love the Kenner line. Had them as a kid. I had the Temple of Doom figures too as a kid. I love this line. I love Indiana Jones. Don't you? Who doesn't? So, leave in the comments below what you think about this line and what line from this video you didn't know about or brag that you knew about them all. I want to thank you for watching. We'll be back again really soon with a whole new, brand new, with a whole brand new video. That's like one of them press hats. It doesn't look like a Fandora. Oh, we'll be back with a whole brand new video.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.